Welcome to Ease the Load, the show that scours the country trying to find time-saving tips that might just lighten your workload. Today we're going to be looking at personal, social and behaviour issues.
This school in Birmingham operates a hugely successful positive behaviour policy, big ticks all round. Then to an initiative at Bramhall High School which aims to combat drug-related problems in school. Finally, to Childline in partnership with schools, whose outreach workers offer advice, support and training in peer support schemes to schools all over the UK.
But first, let's put a happy face on as we visit Green Meadow Primary School, where there are lots of them about.
To reduce low-level disruption, the school has been using a good behaviour programme that originated in the USA.
Positive behaviour plan was a strategy we started 8 years ago in our school, whereby we looked to try and improve what was then perceived to be a problem with behaviour. It's a non-negotiable system. There are positives and there are negatives, and they're dished out accordingly. And the teachers actually do respond well to it because it benefits them as much as it benefits the children. And the rules that we have in our school are very straightforward. The children have helped in the development of these positive statements, and they are: we always keep our hands, feet and objects to ourselves, we always follow instructions first time, we always show respect to others and their property, we always work hard and use our time well.
This system is implemented in the classroom with a buddy board.
If a child is doing something either in a whole class or in a group that is following one of the rules, behaving well, being a good role model, setting a good example, their name will go on the happy side. And then during the day, if you see that child again doing something, any of the 4 rules, they get a tick by their name, and that means we give them a clap, 2 ticks, and they have a sticker which says I did the right thing. If they get a 3rd tick, then we have a buddy card that they stamp. And the teacher dates that. Now when they've got 10 stamps, then they get a special bronze or silver or gold award. 4 ticks on the happy side, they get a raffle ticket, and then every month we have a congratulations assembly, and all the raffle tickets are put into a pot and 2 children's names are called out.
On the sad side, again, name goes up for the first offence, if you like, and a tick will go up with that. It's 5 minutes away from the rest of the class. The second tick means they will be sent to a different class to work for 10 minutes. 3 ticks, they will go down to speak to the head teacher. And on the rare occasion that they get a 4th tick, the parents are then involved in an explanation of what's gone on during the day.
Our parents have embraced the scheme as well as the rest of the school community and are very supportive.
If they know they've got the ticks on the happy side, it really makes them positive. Then if they do happen to get one on the sad side, they know they've got to pull the socks up really and try a bit harder.
It's a system that helps you to teach and it helps the children to learn. It's something that helps you enjoy what you're doing because you're not worrying about the low-level incidents, because the children are very clear about what they need to be doing.
Because the system is so well respected and used by teachers and pupils alike, it's much easier and reduces stress levels a great deal because of the fact that it's so quick and easy to use. You don't need to go into lengthy discussions for the minor incidences. It's just a case of the sad side and move on. The sanction is made and we move on.
Lots of names on the happy side, so congratulations, but I noticed 1 or 2 names on the sad side. Those people whose names on the sad side, they're really going to try hard to make sure their name's on the happy side. Clearly an additional bonus to our positive behaviour plan is that staff morale is high in the context of not necessarily having to deal with poor behaviour. Means that they can focus on what they are wanting to do in the classroom and they will achieve, and our results are a testament to that.
high school presents a different challenge. Teenagers start experimenting in lots of ways. So how do we get the message across to pupils that drugs won't be tolerated in school?
Having been a head of year for a long time, I know children whose lives have been destroyed by drugs. I told children whose lives are now ruined because of drugs. I taught children who are now dead because of drugs.
I've seen pupils I've suspected who have been taking drugs in a lesson who don't respond to instructions to work.
It can cause some children to be violent and aggressive. I think in many ways if we catch them, we're doing them a favour, because once we know that people are involved in drugs, we can start helping them.
There isn't a school in this country that hasn't had drugs incidents. There may be the odd one that pretends they haven't, but we know that drugs are everywhere. Young people are involved in drugs, and so it's an incident that we all have to face.
In order to tackle the problem of drugs head-on, the team at Bramhall High came up with an unusual but effective strategy.
My name's Gary Wants, this is Bob Haynes, and we've got Ollie here, who's a proactive search dog, and we basically provide drug detection dogs, mostly to schools and colleges, obviously searching for illegal drugs that may be found on the premises.
When we bring the drug dog into school, what we're aiming to do really is to expose into the maximum number of children. It's about maximum visibility and impact across the year groups and making sure that everybody knows he's been. When we bring the dog in, it's unannounced. Nobody knows, not even most of the staff, that it's going to happen, to maximise the surprise value.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but we're just going to do a quick check in this classroom. So can I ask you all, please, to leave your bags and coats where they are, put your pens down, and just file out weights down in the corridor.
The first time we did this here was probably about 1999, and we've done it once or twice a year since then. It created a degree of controversy. We hit the national headlines and all sorts of things, but the parents were 100% behind us, the governors were 100% behind us, and lots of people ran up and said, well done. It's a great thing.
Ollie, come!
The main reason I think we do it is because we know that 90% or more of our students never have anything to do with illegal drugs, but it gives them some confidence that they're making the right decision and provides some sort of reassurance and security for them that the school is trying to do something about protecting them.
Good boy, good lad.
All our dogs are trained to identify the presence of cannabis, heroin, cocaine and amphetamines, and any derivatives of those drugs. When we're carrying out a search in a school and the dog finds the presence of drugs on perhaps a pupil's bag, the dog will sit next to the bag and he'll stare at it. This indicates to the handler that the dog has found something. What the handler will then do is draw this to the attention of the member of staff who we're working with, who will then take possession of the bag, find who the owner is, search the bag and carry out the normal school's procedure.
Any youngsters who's involved in any sort of drug-related incident in school, from being caught smoking cigarettes through to being possessing cannabis or something like that, they're all engaged with our drugs counselling service as well as the process of dealing with them as punishment. I'm really pleased to say that during the course of this morning's search we've found absolutely nothing by way of illegal drugs, which is great. The youngsters have seen it happen, but nobody's been involved in any problems.
I think bringing sniffer dogs into school is a good idea. I'd never come across it before I came to this school. I'd heard about it because I live nearby, and I thought initially it was a strange thing to do, but since I've been here, I'm convinced that it's a good idea.
As a teacher and also as a year head, it's very useful. It's about being proactive, it's about finding out about students, about the behaviour and helping them in as many ways as we can, really.
I think in today's society we do have a problem with drugs, and I think the pupils need to know that we're not going to tolerate it, and so I'm perfectly happy for anyone to come into my classroom at any time.
Most children know Childline is somewhere they can get confidential help for all sorts of problems. Now Childline has joined forces with schools to offer a training service for teachers and pupils to be peer supporters. The initiative is called CHIPS, short for Childline in partnership with schools. Swinton High School in Manchester invited CHIPS in.
Outreach worker Sue Tabner from Childline has come to the school for the second year running to train another group of Year 10 pupil mentors.
So can you sum up very briefly what peer mentoring is and how it works?
Yeah, well, briefly, it depends on the school, what kind of scheme they take up. But it's about young people supporting other young people, being part of a solution rather than being the problem. What we're going to do now is we're going to sort of build on what we did yesterday, and we're going to sort of just get your views as to what you think peer support or peer mentoring is. What we've been doing over the last 2 days is actually helping them to look at the skills and qualities they need to build on that intrinsic quality within them, which is about willingness to help others, and helping them to look at the boundaries of their role, to look at when they need to pass things on to, to other support, but also to practice some communication skills to actually learn how to be helpful.
Peer mentoring is to help children who are new to the school fit in and feel secure.
It can be used easily in secondary school by the older, wiser people.
The way we've actually done the training, we've done some pairs work where they've kind of worked in pairs, practising skills. We've done group work, we've done whole group discussions, we've created posters, and we've done role plays. There's a whole range of activities.
Okay, Guy, what does it mean then to be a peer mentor?
To be a peer mentor, it's like talk to kids and like help out with the problems, and if it's any serious issues, like you've got to get teachers involved, and really you've got to be pretty trustworthy to be a peer mentor. I'm Dominic's peer mentor. I help him with issues, what's been going on, and
you've become good friends then?
Yeah.
The children seem to really benefit from the scheme. How do you feel the teachers do?
Well, what teachers have said to us is it's a bit like it creams off that layer, so they're not playing Judge Judy after each break and lunchtime, that, that people have got somewhere to go and they've got somewhere they can share their worries before they become big issues.
Staff members Becky Halliwell and Chris Woodward agree that the mentoring scheme has taken a lot of pastoral pressure off teachers.
Do you feel it's been effective?
Yeah, I think it's been very effective this year, just from the feedback I've had from pupils, staff, and the comments they've made when we've done evaluations of what's gone on in the sessions.
What did you expect the pupils to benefit from it?
I think the pupils get a lot of benefit because building relationships with pupils they may previously not have spoken to, it helps them build upon a lot of skills they may not have gained in the classroom, skills they can take into work when they leave school. And a lot of them who actually apply actually want to work with children or do jobs such as counselling and things like that.
So what changes have you seen since the CHIPS scheme was introduced to the school?
Well, it's definitely helped with the respect between the pupils, and especially in the morning, which, as you know, can be a very busy time of the day.